everybody, welcome back to the Hobby Dad. Today we're going to take just a quick look at some tires. Had some fun in the snow the other day and wanted to look at these tires that I've been using. Of course, I got these and they kind of started me on my journey to getting a rock crawler. Simply loving my Red Cat Ridgerunner. That thing is so much fun. Not perfect by any means, but for the price at $170, it's been so much fun. So had these, love these tires, these high racks tires by Proline, fantastic. These are the stalkers that came on it, and we'll talk a little bit about those too. Decent tread pattern, pretty firm, and then we got these lovely beasts. And one of my other videos I talked about having some old beadlocks 2.2s that I had some troubles with because I was using them on a slash. I think is the biggest problem, tearing out the bead on the tires because it just simply had too much power, too much torque. But I found some really inexpensive tires that aren't without their flaws, but I love these things. As you can see, quite a bit bigger. We got 1.9, 2.2 here, and just looking at them, I mean, this one the smallest, this one kind of in the middle, so it's kind of like, I enjoy having three different sizes, and then this one is just the beast. I mean, the amount of ground clearance I gain alone from here is phenomenal. Also, obviously much wider. This tire here is still a little wider than that small one, but I believe both 1.9 inch rims there. Let's talk about price first. So, took them through the snow, had fun. Price wise, did they perform much differently? Not a whole lot, but a little. Enough that I think it's worth noting. So, these ones, oh, picked these up super cheap. That's part of what made them so awesome. The fact that they are super cheap, though, also had some big problems, added a problem into there. But let's take a look at that first. So, got those off of Amazon. Got those. They were only like $19.99 when I bought them. Unfortunately, they're out of stock right now. They are great though. I love the tread and the lugs on those things. So fun. Can't wait to see what they're going to be like during the spring, summer, fall, that type of thing. But winter time, quite a bit of fun. The added ground clearance definitely didn't hurt. Talking about compound wise, well, actually, we'll go into that in a minute. Let's take a look at the next one. The next one are probably, let's see, the Proline's one of my favorites. But if you look at, I got a pack of 4 of these for 20 bucks versus a pack of 2 of those Prolines for 32 bucks, right? So quite a bit of difference. Quite a bit of performance difference though between them. And then the Red Cat ones, I was not able to get a picture of them on their website at least, but it looks like they're $16.99 a pair. They do come mounted or glued to some plastic rims. So there's some cost savings there if you want to go that route. Let's talk about what they like, how they perform though. And I'll show some videos. Stay tuned at the end because I'm going to show some videos of them out there as we bash around, my son and I, in the snow. But looking at them, okay. So compound wise, definitely the softest. So softest compound. Actually, surprisingly for the price of that tire, it sits in the middle. It's not as soft as these Prolines, but definitely still very pliable, pretty soft. You can feel that, right, as you drag your fingers across them. This one, the hardest compound of all. You can tell, just, grab them, much more rigid. So, performance-wise in the snow, these two were the top runners, with this one faring all right. This one had a tendency to just dig down in. Maybe that's because it rides a little more on the crown because it has less give, and it just digs. It digs until it just buries the truck. I was able to get over my test hill like I did the other tires though. But again, this one fared probably the least well. Was it a fair test? Not by any means the test was started in the morning where I had these ones on, and snow was pretty light and fluffy at that point. And then as the day progressed, it warmed up and then started rain. By the time I was running these ones, it was pretty damp out, which I'm sure increased the traction a little bit, made it a little easier. So this one, not bad. Performed all right. I mean, again, coming on it as a stock tire wheel combo, I really can't complain. It's not the best, but can you have fun? Yeah, which is the bottom line for me. The next one, the Beast here, the 2.2, this thing was pretty awesome. Like I said, ground clearance alone helped out a lot on that little truck. And in case you didn't hear, it's the Ridgerunner, the Danchi Ridgerunner. And the problem I had, well, I shouldn't say the problem. One of the problems I had was that these rubbed. So I did have to add some spacers. I don't remember exactly what these ran, but some like Endura 10 millimeter, I believe they were spacers. I can't remember off the top of my head, but let's say 15 bucks roughly, I think, for 4 of them. You have some added cost with these. So you could factor that into your wheel buying, but I don't really count it since, again, I had the rims already. I wanted to use the rims. I was going to end up having to probably get spacers anyway. But you do need to put a wheel spacer in there. Okay, and then these ones, oh man, I love the looks of these things, and the performance, like I said, was pretty phenomenal. Not probably the fairest test because conditions were changing throughout the day, but dang, they look cool as you're driving around, and they performed pretty well, pretty dang awesome, climbing up and over my little test hill, and then we just played out in the snow with it later on. I didn't bother taking these off. I didn't really feel the need for the extra ground clearance or anything. It was pretty sweet. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, fairly cheap, easy, bolt right on, designed to fit with the current hardware that's there. Expensive, but especially if you're running like rock crawling competition, stuff like that, the best performer, I believe, out of the group of these three. Super soft and pliable. Of course, they're going to wear more quickly, but on a rock crawler, I don't know. You know, we'll see how many seasons I can get out of them. If I do I shouldn't say, if I do any competition rock crawls, I'm definitely not going to be like super competitive. It's going to be more for fun. So I will probably run these longer than maybe a really competitive rock crawler would, but I'm guessing these should last for quite a while, at least a few seasons. These behemoths, gosh, given the depth of the lug and all that, I'm guessing I'm gonna run these until I die, right? Not unless they start to come apart, which might be a problem. The problem I had with these, super cheap price. They are, as far as the tire goes, pretty awesome. I love them, but they were a beast to get the bead lock on here. Now these older 1.9 Pro line bead locks really hadn't any problems. Hadn't used them much really. They're only used the one time when I tore the other tires off of them. But as far as I know, they're true. No problems with them. Everything seems to be good. However, mounting them was phenomenal for the first 2 tires. My first 2 tires mounted up there so nicely. The bead around it just came out so nice and even. Loved it. Didn't have any problems mounting these up. I don't know if it was luck of the draw, but the first 2 tires went on phenomenally easy and were great. The second 2 tires, however, a different story. Those second 2 tires, I fought and fought and fought, and it might be a little hard to show in here, but the bead is totally uneven. I've got it where it started to recess pretty nicely, and then you can see the bulge kind of right there. It basically set flush here, and no matter what I did, I could not fix that. I swapped the rims to a different one, thinking maybe it's the rim, maybe it was just one bad tire, but it's not. It seems to be something with the tire. My guess, my hypothesis is is those two holes aren't centered exactly. So whatever manufacturing process they're using isn't perfect. Or maybe one of their molds is just kind of off. I don't know. But I think like one of them's offset a little. So as that bead lock clamps down, it's not clamping evenly. Like you should get a nice even clamp around both sides because they're lined up perfectly. Not in this one, they're off. And so that throws that ring that you're trying to clamp to off. And it resulted in a totally uneven bead. First, I was super frustrated. But then I started thinking about, man, for 20 bucks for 4, I don't care. These things are awesome. I'm not running these at a high speed where I need to worry about them tearing up that bead. So far, I've had them for about a week and a half. They seem to be doing okay. I put them on my truck. Don't even notice it. Put them on, forget about it. I go driving around, have a great time. So, I don't know. Something to consider, though. Because like I said, I fought as hard as I could trying to line those up. Never could get it perfect. Got it slightly better at certain, after certain tries, but I just couldn't get it to line up like it was supposed to. Other than that, really, again, I don't care. 20 bucks for 4 of these beasts and foam inserts. I love them. And I will keep them and run them, like I said, forever. I imagine unless the rubber breaks down, I am going to get a lot of enjoyment out of my $20 here. Now, does that mean I couldn't return them? Maybe I could. I'll be honest, for 20 bucks, I'm not going to hassle with it. For rock crawling and low speed, which is what I'm going to use them for, they're going to work perfectly. And so there you go. All right, so that's it. Watch the video at the end. We're going to show you excuse me. We'll show you that little truck getting around the snow. That Ridgerunner is a lot of fun. And thank you for stopping by and watching. Have a great day.